ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first ever
live Stupidity podcast. Here today we're gonna be talking about
some cool meme stuff. Actually, not really. We don't have any memes today, but
zany topics.
Zany and kooky.
Yeah, all the above.
Okay, well, let's get right into the podcast.
Yeah, we went there.
Okay, let's just introduce everyone real quick. We got me, Ryan. I'm Justin. That's Noah. Anthony over there on the Duff couch.
Well, sport.
And we got Mark back there working the electronics, the soundboard, the video stuff. So big shout out to Mark. Mark, say hi.
Hello. You don't talk in the podcast.
Wow, BM, dude. Anyways, just mute his mic. No, kidding, please don't. Okay. Anyways, let's get right into our first topic here. What do we got for the first topic today, Marky Mark? PUBG. Wow, good first topic. Players Unknown Battleground for all you PC gamers out there. Well,
and soon to be console.
Yes. Oh God.
Xbox One X, Liquid Cooled.
Okay, that's a whole nother topic. But PUBG. Whoa, I thought he was actually gonna throw that at us. PUBG. Okay, so do we want to start on the good or the bad here, boys?
I say good.
Really good.
Always
Start
good
on the
news
good.
first.
Well, it's a great game. At least the basis of the game is great when it first launched.
They revamped the, what is that called? Like H1Z1.
It's a
Battle
Arena.
Yeah,
Battle Royale.
it's-
They revamped
it's-
that in a good way.
It's definitely the best battle royale out right now for sure. I mean, H1Z1 obviously has a large fan basis, but
it's no Fortnite.
they've been calling PUBG the renaissance of Twitch, which I think is completely valid.
Yeah.
Seeing that literally
definitely.
everyone on Twitch is
PUBG.
Twitch is PUBG. Yeah,
League of Legends World Championships.
that's true. I watched that. It was pretty great. But anyways, PUBG. We pretty much just got all the good out on the table. Want to talk about the bad, or anyone got anything else good to say about it?
Well, before we get into the bad, I just like to say with PUBG, I don't know. I think it is a good battle royale game, especially when you brought up Fortnite.
It was a joke.
So I think that Fortnite has some good qualities too, especially
For a console game, not a PC game.
Okay, Fortnite
Yeah.
is great due to the fact that it's free.
Yeah.
I think Fortnite has potential in the fact that people who aren't good at PUBG or don't enjoy the seriousness style and waiting it out in PUBG for Fortnite, because it is kind of the same concept, but it's faster paced.
They also put building into it, which I think is a whole nother aspect.
Yeah.
It's a totally different strategy.
And the style looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks cool.
I played my fair share of Fortnite.
It's optimized.
Fucking shit.
I played my fair share of Fortnite. I loved my time with it, but when I was playing it, I always I kind of want to go back to PUBG.
Yeah.
PUBG, the first month, I think it was my game. My first game was with Anthony. I think. Yeah, it was me, you, Joe,
and then his buddy.
We won our first game.
We didn't fire a shot.
We didn't. Me and Anthony literally didn't fire a shot. That's the definition of
Didn't know
PUBG.
the
You can win
controls.
without firing a shot. It's just all about luck. It really comes down to luck.
Yeah, it was lucky, and then we got carried the last 3 guys our buddies.
Yeah, our other 2 guys were really good. It was our first time playing.
Yeah, the makers of PUBG, they tapped into a market that I don't think they knew was there. Cause now people are coming. Now I feel like in the coming years.
Yeah, in the next 5 years, the
there's gonna
battle
be so
royale.
many battle
It's
royale
gonna get
games.
so old.
Because H1
Yeah.
didn't take advantage of what they could have had. They
It'll
didn't
be
update enough.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those games where they got comfortable where they're at, and then that was it.
Personally, I've only won one game of PUBG, and it was with Ryan.
Really?
In duos, I ended up with 14 kills.
And I died almost.
Frying pan saved my life when I was trying to revive you. But PUBG was fun going into it because it was way different than any game I currently played at the time, like Call of Duty or any of that.
Sorry to hear that.
Going from
Yeah.
it was the first game I got PC going into it, so
Yeah.
that was fun. And it's fun for the longest time, but you can only play it seriously, actually trying to win for so long until it's just boring. Because it's the same map, and you're just doing the same thing
Speaking
over and
of
over
which,
again. This is a good transition into the bad because we can start talking about
I'd just like to say another thing that's good and bad. I mean, the first month me and Anthony played it, we played it a lot. It was every other night. We tore up. I think we won at least 2 games a night.
Yeah, at least one.
At least one game a night. Nowadays,
good luck.
The problem is all the Americans went to the Asian server, and all the Asians came to the American server.
Trying to find an easy game.
And now you're mixed. You can't even go on there and play solo anymore because your entire team is speaking fucking Japanese.
Squad, you mean, rather.
Yeah. and I don't know. That's a good and a bad, because I mean you are getting some diversity in there
It's
per
not
se.
the diversity's fine, but like when you can't understand them,
When you can't
that's
understand
not
your
diversity.
team.
That's just a bad game.
Yeah. So now into the bad. God, I think the biggest bad is the stall. They are stalling so hard.
Well, they're taking too much on the plate.
They're taking way too much time and way too much money to develop a console version, which I don't think is going to run well to begin with. Like, it destroys PCs.
If they optimize it, it'll run fine, but like it will be fun.
They're completely forgetting the basis and the people that made the game popular on PC and kind of screwing them and jumping in the console, and they're not updating the game.
Them coming to the console, I think they're putting all the time into that because that's going to make them more money.
It's a
It's
a huge move because most games don't start on PC and move to console. It's the opposite way around. So this is like almost like groundbreaking stuff.
And
like this is a first of its kind.
You have a lot of battle royale games currently on the they're not as popular like H1Z1, DayZ, and all that. And not as many people play them anymore. But you don't have this on the console in Fortnite. So when it's going to console, people are going to play it. They're going to love it.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's more of like an abandoning situation. They're kind of screwing over the people.
Granted, it's still beta, so like
it is still beta. It will get finished.
That's fair.
I truly believe it'll get finished. Oh, they have the money. They sold, what was it?
They
3
got like
million copies?
$300 million.
They've a gross earning of $300 million going up daily.
See, that's the thing. I don't think it needs to be a game that gets like a finished product. I think it'd be something that they continuously like.
Well, no, they'll keep
over time.
updating, improving it, but they're not gonna
weeding out the bugs.
They're not gonna fully optimize it.
And they hyped up that map.
They need another map. They need to optimize.
Well, the thing is,
their two biggest complaints.
They showed us the map 9 months ago.
Nothing else.
And it looked finished. They had like a finished map, but I think they're completely just abandoning it and waiting until console comes out.
They're putting all their resources.
And then a month after console comes out, I think they'll drop the new map. Because they want the console people to be like, oh shit, we're excited. A whole new map just got dropped, when all their loyal fans on PC have just been sitting around waiting for it.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, it's a great game.
Do we want to talk about the company? It's Blue Point that makes it?
Blue Hole.
Because
I always think it says butthole.
Yeah, I thought it said butthole the first time I played it.
Do you want to talk about their reaction to Fortnite being made?
I did not hear about that.
I don't either.
They tried to do kind of what the what's the YouTubers called? Fine Bros.
No, they didn't.
Well,
they were acting
in the same
They
aspect.
were acting as if they coined the whole battle royale.
They're like the eighth person in.
They said that Fortnite took a lot of PUBG's likenesses.
What, the circle?
Well, the circle.
The battle royale game mode itself, but the thing is, like, it's like I feel like that's like comparing.
PUBG is a complete total copy of H1. It is. It's
They're
just
all a copy off each other.
It's more realistic.
But it's like.
Whereas Fortnite, I think if anyone is to try to go at anyone, it should be H1 against PUBG, because Fortnite is literally so different.
Yeah.
It is. It's completely different.
I'm thinking that like it's more like battle royale is gonna become its own genre of games. Like it's like it's
it already is.
Like
I would say.
If a company wants to make a first-person shooter, people who made Doom or people who made Call of Duty aren't gonna be like, oh, well, you're copying us.
Well, if you go on Steam right now, there's an entire genre section for battle royale.
Yeah.
And that wasn't there before. It's all these new games coming out. You can just completely search battle royale and get all these games, and there's hundreds of games that'll pop up.
I think they were mad because Fortnite made it free.
Well, that Fortnite's smart. People play Fortnite battle royale and they're like, "Oh, this is fun. Like, I like the feel of this game. I want to check out the regular game." They spend the $15 to get the regular game. That's how they get them in. And they took advantage of PUBG not updating and not giving people new content, and that's the main concern with people right now. H1Z1 did the same thing. They saw PUBG wasn't updating. People are getting tired of it, and they put out like 5 huge updates optimizing their game, and they've already announced they're going to be coming out of beta soon. The game's going to be finished, and people are going to start going back to that sooner or later.
Yeah.
I have a question, and I'm gonna sound like a dumbass when I say that. And usually when I know I'm gonna sound like a dumbass, I wouldn't say it. But I'm going to. I don't want any dirty looks here.
You can get a couple.
I'm curious. But now the game is called PlayerUnknown's Battleground.
Wasn't that a developer?
Is that a real dude?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a developer.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure.
Because my assumption was, oh, this dude like kind of like made this game and like it's his battleground. But you guys are talking about like the big. I didn't know when you brought in the. I knew there was a company behind it, obviously.
Yeah.
But like I didn't know if like that was like an actual thing or if that was just like describing the game because you don't know.
No, you're good. That wasn't that dumb of a question.
Okay.
But what I think is, Are they gonna charge $30 or $60 on console? Are they gonna be greedy like that?
I think they're. I think when it drops for console, they're also gonna put that there's a new game. There's 2 new game modes. They talked about zombies 9 months ago. I wouldn't be shocked if when console game drops, they have all the new maps included in it and the zombies mode.
That's what I'm thinking.
And then they can charge $60 for
pass?
it.
I think they are going because no one. I mean, people are gonna buy the game obviously, but like it's only one map and one game mode in it. I feel like they've got stuff that they have done, but they're not gonna put it out until it's out because they're releasing console. I don't think they're going to put it out until console's out, and they're going to have it in the console game, and then once that's out, they're going to put it on
Oh,
PC.
I completely agree. I think everything will get dropped for console first.
Yeah, or what is it? The game's $60 at first. They don't have any of the new stuff right off the rip, and they promise game's $60 now, but every update that comes out
will be coming out within the first week.
Which that alone will get people mad.
Well, it'll get people mad because they know everyone on PC paid $30.
As long as they don't go EA with it, we'll be fine.
I don't think. I mean, I know they're promising all this stuff with the Xbox One X, but I mean, look at like higher end PCs like mine. Like it has trouble. It literally never crashes.
It's just not optimized.
It doesn't crash until I play PUBG. Ever.
It's just the game's not optimized for something like that. If you have like a mid-tier computer, it's perfect. But if you have like higher end, it's just not gonna run well.
Shout out to Titanfall for giving out all their DLCs for free.
Yeah, Titanfall's a great game.
Put that out. Is someone shaking their leg at this table because my mic is continuously rocking back and forth?
Nope. It's the ghost.
Same thing.
All right, boys. So next subject, we got what do we got, Marky Mark?
Call of Duty World War II.
Call of Duty World War II.
Can I start off with the name? I like to complain about the name.
Let's just okay. We're gonna start with the bads or the goods now.
Always the goods. You can put like
we started with the goods on PUBG, so let's start with the bads on World War II.
Okay.
It's a much longer list. So
The lame is as lazy as it gets.
the what is?
You
The
said
name, I said lame, didn't I?
You said lame,
I
yeah.
did.
Okay.
Okay.
Good first
The
take.
name is awful. It's not awful. It's just
lazy.
It's boring.
dry.
It's lazy.
Like name you just have to put a different name on it. They literally just named it the name of the war.
I mean, they got how many people working there? Someone could think of something.
Exactly.
I think that's a copyright infringement.
I don't believe that.
I think the historians would be pissed.
I read that in a book once.
For that in book once.
I mean, Call of Duty as a whole right now, like in general, the past couple of years, it's been,
It's a dying.
Advanced Warfare.
It's a dying franchise
Yes.
for sure.
It's a step in the right direction though for this.
It is, but I mean
But it's not like they even did it first.
that leads into the other complaint.
You think if Battlefield hadn't gone back in time, you think Call of Duty would have?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah,
Most
they had to, or else it would have been the end of the franchise.
I mean, they're like modern times and past times are their most profitable.
Yeah, for
So-
sure.
I think people are too easy to forgive them over the years of just.
Oh,
Well, it's nostalgic. If you think about like
It is. I mean, yeah, it is
Modern Warfare, you
nostalgic,
love playing
but
that. You get a couple bad games thrown in, but you're like, all right, they're going in the same direction. I can go with this.
Sure, I feel like, I don't know, like the past couple of years of Call of Duty, haven't been the greatest.
No,
Advanced
obviously,
Warfare.
greatest?
They're terrible.
they've been awful.
Advanced-
They remastered a fantastic game, then ruined it with microtransactions.
Advanced
that they
Warfare,
did.
like multiplayer of Black Ops 3 was terrible.
Oh,
I think the only redeemable thing about Black Ops 3 is zombies.
That's it. That's
And
the
that it
only
was
reason half the
slightly
people
better than
play the
Advanced
game.
Warfare.
And then what was it? There was Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3.
Yeah.
But they had
Yeah,
underwater.
They had underwater in Black Ops 3.
I
Honestly,
kinda like that.
the underwater was cool.
Yeah, it was cool, but like, come on.
But I mean, if that's all you're playing it for, obviously you're not gonna play
Infinite
it.
Warfare. It's just.
I think that leads into if you are gonna take a World at War and basically reskin it, you can't leave out some of the big things that people play the game for. That brings me into co-op campaign, which is not offered on World War II, which I think is total shit. Because the only reason I played World at War was a great campaign nonetheless, but being able to play a campaign in any game
Made it
with
lot
a
more
friend
fun.
is so much more fun. Like that's kind of the reason. One of the reasons I bought the game. Me and my buddy were gonna dive into it. The moment we downloaded it, we're like, what the fuck? It's not even on here. We were buying it for zombies, but like the fact that the campaign doesn't have co-op is such a bummer.
Yeah, Black Ops 3 had the co-op campaign, but this didn't.
Yeah, honestly.
Black Ops 3 campaign was LSD.
It was.
Hmm.
It was.
Then again, kind of so was Black Ops 1.
No, honestly, Black Ops 3, I beat the game and I still don't know what was going on.
It's not. It's.
You mean Call of Duty Vietnam?
Isn't it? It was something weird how like the whole story was going in backwards. I don't. It was something weird like that. It wasn't a good campaign.
No,
nonetheless.
it's fucking.
Black
It
Ops
was
3.
awful. It was
It
terrible.
was like a
Your
twist.
guy dies.
Yeah.
The first mission.
It's just-
Spoilers, yeesh.
That part was nuts, though. I'll admit, when he dies, he gets ripped to shreds, dude. That
yeah,
robot.
I didn't finish
oh,
it. I couldn't
boy.
get through it.
I did.
He gets
Just
both of his arms ripped off and both of his legs broken.
Like I don't like even like the Infinite Warfare campaign was nothing that
First
I
special.
got glass bones and
No,
paper
but-
they had
skin.
Kevin Spacey.
they
so-
had the graphics in that
No,
though.
that was-
Yeah.
The Advanced Warfare graphics.
No, I'm talking about Infinite Warfare.
Infinite
we're talking
Warfare?
Infinite Warfare. I like that campaign. That they did something that I hadn't seen the campaign. They didn't set it up for a sequel.
Yeah.
No, yeah, they completely ended it there.
They
But that's because they knew it was
Good.
gonna fail.
Good.
they
They weren't doing that for us.
I don't want spoilers. I don't want to brute.
I don't think people care.
They
but-
brutally murdered all your teammates in
Yeah.
like the last 3 missions.
Yeah.
And I hadn't heard anything about it. So like that threw me for a loop. When the first guy dies, I'm like,
When the robot
what
dies.
the hell?
See, but I don't like. I don't know, it's just too cliche. Like other Call
Too
of Duty.
clique.
Too cliche.
Too
Other Call of Duty's
brute?
done that. Modern Warfare, everyone dies besides
Yeah.
Captain Price at the end of that. It's just
That's not the first one to do
no,
it for
like,
sure.
It has its merits.
COD 4, I think, is the most brutal. You sit there and watch a guy walk up to all your teammates and dome them.
It's Infinite Warfare campaign's definitely better than Black Ops 3 and Ghost campaign. I think.
I think it's better than Advanced Warfare too.
I thought
Oh,
Ghost.
yeah.
I thought Ghost was. I mean, I played Ghost a lot mainly because that was the last online that didn't go crazy.
Yeah.
But the campaign wasn't that good. But I thought it was a cool concept. You got
Yeah.
to go back and see how one of the most famous COD characters became why he was called Ghost.
I think
and
the
stuff like
the
that.
dog was like people say they didn't like it, but I think it had like a good feature to
I
it.
do like the
I like the dog.
Yeah, I
Because
liked
you
it.
Put a dog in a video game, you're like, I don't want that.
It got
Yeah.
a little redundant after a while.
Yeah, but
but
like it was
It's
cool
cool, yeah.
for the
It was
time
cool,
being.
yeah.
Like they didn't milk it every game.
Ghost was the last Call of Duty multiplayer I had fun in.
Yeah, for
That's
sure,
fair.
definitely.
People said they didn't like Ghost. It was too plain. It was just. It
was a
just
fun game.
unnecessary. I
Well,
really enjoyed Ghost.
The problem is people thought it was too plain. They asked for change, and then they got 3 years of change, and they fucking hated it.
Yeah.
Sometimes change isn't good.
I'll give Advanced Warfare this. They tried to do something different.
Yeah.
They
They
epically
tried
They
poorly.
failed. They
Yeah.
overdid the
The only
different.
game that has done that correctly is Titanfall.
When I got killed by a laser gun in advanced warfare, I was like, nope, I'm done.
Here's the thing.
No,
I
it
give-
shouldn't have been a COD.
I
No.
give Advanced Warfare one thing over Black Ops 3 is they had a game mode where it was classic Call of Duty and there were no jetpacks or anything.
The maps.
But
They
the maps
put that
weren't. The
in.
maps.
The
weren't-
maps were made for
weren't
it, though.
different. I know that, but like I still rather play that in Advanced Warfare than I would just regular Advanced Warfare.
You know what I miss a lot, and a lot of people didn't play back in. I think it had to be MW2, third-person tactical.
That was so fun. Oh
That
my
was
God.
it was crazy. Like
that was
y-
awesome.
that was so cool.
Get a
I like
I
that.
do miss
squad
that.
full of buddies and
They
just
actually took it out after a while. They took it out because nobody played it.
It was
I don't understand.
still
Like
in
I don't
there
understand taking out features because the more features you had in the game, like you can't hurt.
The better. Yeah, I
now.
mean,
Yeah, it's in there now.
if people only play third-person tactical, you take that out. Now you're losing all the gamers that just play. I knew a lot of people that just play that
Like,
because it was so cool.
It doesn't get in the way or anything.
No.
It just adds to it. if
No.
you
when
want.
you're pumping out a Call of Duty every year. you
Yeah.
gotta
Yeah,
speed up
like
something.
why are you taking shit out? Like,
Black Ops 3, then I'm Sticks and Stones, then I'm One in the Chamber.
Mhm.
then
yeah, I didn't
One in the
understand
Chamber
why
is
you would
so
call it a
good.
Black Ops and not have those games.
That was literally the reason I played Black Ops games
Mhm.
was for like One in the Chamber and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Those are awesome, especially with
then
friends.
it has ballistic knife
Right.
with crossbow.
But back to World
They
War
have
II.
they have
Yeah,
boxing
back to
gloves.
World War II.
Back
We got
to
boxing gloves.
back to COD World War II though. People wanted it to be back in the past, right? And then I just feel like in the next couple of years, people are gonna get bored of the whole past World War II games, and they're gonna bring it back to modern times. People are gonna get bored of
The
that.
problem with COD is
I
this-
think
it's just a
Black Ops
cycle.
game is gonna be modern.
Okay.
okay. Well, even
Black
that
Ops
the way
4.
I look at it is you're running out of wars. like
You're running out of
Yeah.
original stories.
You're gonna start going back like revolutionary using muskets at this point.
yeah. Oh
Yeah,
God,
I'd
I
play it.
hope. Oh.
I'd play it.
I'd play.
you
it.
know they'll fuck it up though.
And that's why more people.
Oh
are
yeah.
If there's a
Automatic.
game where I get to play as General Ely, I will actually buy the biggest version of it.
Just think, I don't mind if you can run out of wars if you make a fun multiplayer. Doesn't matter
Yeah.
what it's based
Yeah.
on.
It's the same reskin thing every year, and that's why more people are going to Battlefield or going to Titanfall.
If Battlefield made another game that's futuristic, but it was just another Battlefield multiplayer, I'd still buy it. Their multiplayer.
I think
is fun.
Battlefield needs to come out with another Battlefield 3/4 game, the
Battlefield
modern
3 is
one.
the
there
best.
just needs to
The
be
modern ones are the best ones.
Yeah.
Battlefield
One was a cool premise.
One
but
was
I don't think
one
it
was great.
anything
Well,
special.
I got
look-
kind of bored of it. Not gonna lie.
Look
Yeah.
at the launch of one. Battlefield 1.
It was so hyped up.
Insane.
The trailer was so good.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
It
feel like
was-
I
get
feel like
goosebumps.
World War II. They didn't they did the same style of trailer, and I think that was I don't know. I didn't really like the trailer for World War II, to be completely honest with you. Well, I'm not one
No,
that
it
likes.
was, it was weak.
I don't like actors in games where they fully facialize like the actors and stuff.
I don't mind that.
I'm not a
Wishy-washy.
big fan of that.
Kevin Spacey in Advanced Warfare, hated the game. He looked good in that.
Well, no, they look phenomenal.
Okay, I've told you guys about this before. So I didn't watch a whole lot. I don't think I ever saw a Kevin Spacey movie like fully before playing Advanced Warfare. And I played that game, and he's in it, and he's very, very well CGI. And
Oh, it's insane.
every time I see Kevin Spacey in anything, I swear to God he's animated in it.
Yeah.
And I think their choice in World War II, if you're gonna choose an actor to play in a soldier role, I think they chose the right guy, the guy from Transformers. Well, I love
Yeah.
him in the Transformer movies. I think he plays a really good soldier well, but I just when I see him in the game, like in the trailers, I don't think of World War II. I think of Bumblebee. Is Shia LaBeouf in it too? Sledgehammer, is Shia
I
LaBeouf in it
hope
too?
so.
That's a legitimate argument. It would take away from the campaign. Because the only thing I take away from the Advanced Warfare campaigns, Kevin Spacey's the main villain. I don't even know the main villain's name.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
neither do I. It's Kevin Spacey.
I don't know how many of you watch Big Time Rush.
Okay, next subject.
No, listen. They're one of the generals was a guy from Big Time Rush in Advanced Warfare, and when I saw him, that's all I could think about.
Well,
the
yeah, it's one of
entire
those
time.
things where you take such a knowledgeable person in real life and you put him in the game.
It could either work.
It goes to one of two ways.
like
Either
Kevin Spacey worked good because you can see him playing a villain.
well, he plays it like
He
a
plays-
he plays that character
Yeah.
in
It's about
every
Jon
movie.
Snow.
Oh yeah, I
didn't
forgot
mind
Jon
that.
Snow.
I didn't mind that.
I
not
didn't.
gonna
Well, the
lie.
thing is, I didn't watch Game of Thrones at that time, so I didn't know who he was.
When you go into the last mission of Infinite Warfare, yeah, it's like the second to last mission. You finally get to Jon Snow. I'm gonna call him Jon Snow because I couldn't.
Nobody knows their
Shit,
names.
what
We
his
just
name
know
is,
their
the
actors.
actual
That's
name.
one of the big things.
But you get in there and you like kill these people in like the control room. And he's sitting there talking to you. And you like grab him by the throat and like put a knife to his neck. And he starts like giving this speech, but it pulls up the click RS to like kill. And I'm like, I click it right when he starts talking. Killed him. Didn't know you could actually listen to the entire speech, and you get an achievement for it. So I had to go back and do that entire thing over again, listen to the entire
guess, like,
speech.
Just my closing statement with this, as like COD in general, it's like I don't know, they're not doing enough to make it original, and I
Well,
think
they don't
that's,
care. They want money.
Yeah,
Well, the problem is you have my little brother.
Yeah.
That's our little brother Andrew has spent on Black Ops 3 at least $300 on microtransactions. That's the problem.
People buy it.
People buy it. 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds, he's fucking 15 and he still buys fucking microtransactions. Like
The
I don't think
liquid
I've ever
Nvidia.
bought that.
Me and Ryan spent a
Okay, well, Liquid Divinium on zombies is a whole nother story because you actually need that to do a lot of the Easter eggs and shit. Like you
But
need it,
come
and
on.
it's you do.
Yeah, you need it, but they shouldn't make that you need it.
It makes it. It takes what like 2 hours off half the Easter eggs sometimes. Like okay, you need, but that's a whole nother story. That's actually affecting gameplay, like, and it's
Yeah, but
not.
I
You're
don't
not
wanna play
playing
pay
against
to
other
win.
players.
yeah.
In Black Ops 3, you pay to win. There's
Yeah.
some the guns in that are microtransactions. One's like a fucking plasma rifle. Everyone's shooting bullets, and you got one guy walking around the map shooting a plasma shotgun.
They added a quote-unquote shotgun where aim doesn't matter because it shoots a disc, and if you miss, it bounces off the wall.
Yeah,
6 times.
what the fuck is
But-
that?
But like, anyways, as I was saying, like, they're just not doing enough with it to make it original, and I think that's why at the end of the day, Titanfall 2 is gonna be a better game. Titanfall, like I know
It's
Titanfall
so
1,
underrated.
Titanfall 1 didn't.
What?
It got a lot of heat after it got released. After a while, people stopped playing it. Titanfall 2, however, that changed so many things that had the problems with Titanfall
Yeah.
1. Just
It-
like at the end of the day, that's a better game because it's original.
And they listen to people. Now, Titanfall, that's why I've talked about this before. I would like to see, like, one of the developers of Call of Duty. They never will, because they're with Activision. Activision's not going to let them. If they left and made their own game, like, because Respawn is Infinity Ward. When they lost a bunch of people because of the lawsuit, they went off
Yeah,
and made Respawn.
they went off and made Respawn.
And Titanfall came out, and they listened to people. And when Titanfall 2 came out, they fixed everything that was wrong with the first one and added new stuff. And I think they
AKA
like people played
campaign.
it. They added a campaign, yeah. But I thought that was really good. There was something else.
I think everyone knows, even the developers know COD is a dying franchise. They know it is.
They
I
can
just
save
think-
But
it, though.
they're going out. they're going out with they're literally gonna run this into the ground. They'll run it into the ground until literally nobody spends money on it anymore.
Which that won't happen for a while.
Yeah.
Well, that's the problem. It won't.
People will continue to buy it.
It's not just gonna go away.
There's just too much staleness in the FPS genre. I mean, you look at any other genre, I think that it works. I don't think not many other gaming genres are stale as FPS is.
Yeah.
I really don't think so.
Like, yeah.
Unfortunately, with a game like Titanfall, it's a very niche kind of gameplay because
you have to love that fast pace.
yeah, the Titanfall multiplayer, not the campaign. The campaign is great. Anyone would enjoy that. But the multiplayer is so niche. It's like Black Ops 3 like multiplayer. It's so fast paced. It's like if you don't like that kind of stuff.
I don't want to compare it to Black Ops 3.
Well, just the speed of it. Like
Yeah.
Black Ops 3, you're flying around like you don't live more than like 10 fucking minutes in that game. Whereas in Titanfall, I've seen you play Titanfall. Don't act like you live more than 10 minutes in that game.
Oh, you don't.
Yeah.
You don't.
You don't. One thing about Titanfall 2, I know we're not on Titanfall, but we're talking about like FPSs right now. It's I've noticed like I don't know. Did you guys play Titanfall?
Yeah.
I mean, I played.
With you.
I've
In the
seen that,
first
but-
one, it was like you were lucky if you got your Titan. Maybe like this is the only complaint I have about Titanfall 2. You once or twice throughout a whole game. In this new one,
Boom.
there will
No,
be,
legit.
there will be both teams and
Everyone in a Titan.
the entire game.
The entire game,
It's
yeah.
not a joke. Like it's ridiculous, and I don't know why it's like that.
Well,
They
because
just
people
get
complain
faster.
in the first one that they're like, we're waiting all game to get in our Titan once, and it's called Titanfall.
Yeah.
And then that's the same thing that a lot of big games do. They get the complaints and they overdo it. It's like movies too.
Yeah.
Not to get into this, but look at Kingsman. People loved a couple things in Kingsman, overdid it in the
Oh,
second
you like
one.
that? Okay, three times more.
8 times more
Yeah.
in every other scene.
Really no, because like in Titanfall 2, like I mean I like playing as Titan, but a big part of it is like running around as the guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Getting to kill all the
That's-
people. That's my
that's
favorite
half
part
of
about
it.
it. That is the pilot.
Yeah.
But the problem is when the entire other team is in their Titans.
You have to get in yours or else you lost.
can't do anything. You die.
You just hop from back to back and like trying to pull out the battery
With the electric
packs.
smoke.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like we had a lot more to say about World War II than we thought we did.
Well, nothing to say about World War II.
One
They're
thing
totally
they
a
are
franchise.
One thing they are doing
Alright,
right
last
in
thing.
Call of Duty is I give Infinity War like there's a good and bad to it. They're remaking the Modern Warfare series, and you know they're going to continue until they may remake 3 because they're not putting it out in backwards compatibility like they are every other Call of Duty game. But the fact that they're making you buy it with the other game and then adding microtransactions.
And then make you pay even more for
Yeah.
the DLCs.
Yeah.
that
Real
come
quick
with it.
before we change off this subject, just want to get a poll real quick. Everyone's favorite COD. Anthony, you go. Well, we'll start with Mark. Marky Mark. Favorite COD.
My favorite Call of Duty to play was Black Ops 2.
Black Ops 2. Okay, that's fair.
I'm gonna go Black Ops 1 only because I play with so many friends in that, and like the game was like Bigfoot and like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
private lobby.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I gotta agree with Anthony. Black Ops 1 I've had the most fun with.
I mean, it's different for me because I am older than you guys. So like
Yeah.
your guys' prime time playing was a
Yeah.
lot different than mine. I'm gonna have to go with
Modern Warfare 4. Modern Warfare 4.
Modern Warfare
I
4.
mean, Call of Duty 4.
Yeah, I got the
Modern
early
Warfare.
release, boys. No, thank you, Activision.
Thank you, sponsor.
Thank you for
Entirely
sponsoring this
home.
video and sending me the game early. No,
Modern
JK, I'm not
Warfare
no,
4.
I'm not Noah J. I wish. No, anyways, I want to go with. Oh man, that's hard. Probably Modern Warfare 3, mainly because that was my personally favorite multiplayer. But if we're going
Yeah.
for campaign, COD 4.
Or just as a whole.
As a whole, I'd probably say COD 4.
He goes,
COD 4. That was my middle school days.
Yeah.
Now for me, most like enjoyable for me because
All together,
MW3.
the whole game.
Just
yeah, I'm
say
talking the whole
MW3.
game. I'm gonna say MW3.
Yeah.
I probably had a month's worth of playtime on that because when I first started playing Xbox, that's when like MW2 was finishing out, and MW3 was starting. But I can agree and like a level that MW2 was like I personally would say like the best made Call of Duty,
It's
the
the-
most balanced Call of Duty.
It's the highest selling.
Until
Call
the
of Duty of all
servers.
time.
No.
The crap.
Yeah, it is. I
No,
looked it
no,
up.
the sales. Or wait, maybe I might be thinking of opening day sales.
Yeah, you're thinking
Of
opening
all
day.
time,
Yeah,
it's
of all
MW2.
time, it's the highest grossing.
Okay, then yeah.
And then I believe highest grossing the second is Black Ops 2,
Yeah.
and then it goes MW2, and then Black Ops 1,
Because
I
I knew
believe.
that opening day the sales kept rising until Ghost came out.
Yeah, no, I agree. Opening day, Modern Warfare 3 does
Yeah,
not
that-
own
I
it,
got
but
confused with
overall,
that.
yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's Marky Mark.
Pop culture.
Pop culture. Well, that's actually funny because we were just looking at a Snapchat story. I think honestly, most of my pop culture comes from the Snapchat stories.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm very upset Comedy Central took theirs off. They pulled the plug on that.
Yeah, I don't go on Snapchat anymore.
Yeah, I don't look at those.
That's the only reason I ever use Snapchat is to look at
I
those.
feel like I lose brain cells.
Every
looking at
time,
those.
every once in a while, BuzzFeed clickbaits me into clicking on there.
They get everyone, man.
They get everyone.
I mean, there's always a news story that's just so absurd. You're just like,
Well,
What
like,
could this possibly?
You haven't heard much about it. You're like, all right, I'll take any fact I can get, and then you
it's
get
like,
zero.
I have no. I'm in the Snapchat stories. Clearly, I'm bored.
I always like seeing what the Kardashians are up to, what kind of nude
No.
photos got leaked, or
Christ.
what kind of
Got
lingerie they're
leaked.
selling.
yeah, because everyone cares about the Kardashians.
I mean, every time I go on there, it's this Kardashian wore nothing but lingerie out in public, and they have the little like sensors over the nips, because literally they wear that in public nowadays. Big thing going on right now though is the Weinstein and
Now,
It's close enough.
seeing that we were talking about Kevin Spacey before.
how much are we gonna get into this? We should try to stay as neutral as possible.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So in case anyone didn't hear,
Start with Weinstein.
sort of Weinstein. So
I'm sure actually probably not everyone's heard. That's
yeah. Weinstein, he's a big movie producer. A bunch of women have now come out that he has made sexual advances on them.
there's a rape one too now.
Yeah, now NYPD is building up a case against him, and
It's hard to dive into this because I mean you can look at it one of two ways. One way, I mean, obviously what he did was fucked up, and I agree. He shouldn't go down in history as this great movie producer. He should go down as the scumbag that he actually is.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it annoys me because this happens all the time with sports figures, everything.
Yeah.
These things happen so many years in the past, and then something gets brought up. Like, I mean, half this stuff was from like 15, some of them were like 20 years ago, this shit happened. And they get brought up now, and then everyone jumps on the bandwagon. And at some point, some of these, I have to imagine, are people looking for a quick buck.
yeah, and I get that people are scared and don't want to talk about it. I mean, who would want to talk about an experience like that? But like, you have to understand that scumbags see this as an opportunity to get a quick buck.
Like, I want to take this back. If
Yeah.
anyone that watches hockey or the news, back how long ago was that?
It was like
a couple years.
5,
Was it years
4 or
ago?
5.
I thought it was like 2.
Was it two?
It's within the past.
Some women accused
Patrick Kane.
Patrick Kane, Blackhawks hockey player, of it was rape, right? It was rape.
Practically.
Yeah.
Saying she was drunk and
He took advantage of her.
And I'm
At
sure
a party. So
I'm
I mean,
sure they did have.
Oh, they
relations.
definitely had relations. I have
But
no
I'm
doubt in that.
I'm sure she was fully consentful of it at the time.
If
It's
if I
Patrick
was,
Kane.
I'd even do it now. If I was drunk at a party and Patrick Kane came on to me, fuck yeah.
That's
I
what
mean,
I said
you're at
about
least getting a
Kevin
good time.
Spacey earlier.
You're getting a good.
it's
I
a
can
bad
say
beard, but it might be worth it.
I hooked up with Patrick Kane. And you,
hooked up with Patrick
and you
Kane,
know,
guys.
and the thing is, she went and told everyone, "Oh my God, I totally got with Patrick Kane last
Yeah.
night."
And Hoso was
And
watching.
Now, if you look at it now, Patrick Kane's on the Blackhawks. Nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed
What
because-
happened? The allegations were dropped.
Yeah.
Because it
ended
was
up being-
bullshit.
Yeah, it ended
Yeah.
up being bullcrap.
See, here's also I kind of tried to bring this point up earlier, but no one was listening to me. If now Kevin Spacey, I'm sure what he did, if he did it, was wrong. I mean, don't walk up to a 14-year-old, grab his junk.
No, it's wrong. But
No, it's 100% wrong, and I get you don't want to talk about it at the time, but like I said, it's just like the Weinstein. The one popped up from how long? 15 years ago. It popped up, and I agree. You don't want to talk
It was
about
like
it.
2000.
I would imagine you're really scared with a huge actor like this.
Yeah.
You don't want to talk.
you
about
don't
this.
want to
Yeah,
talk
I know,
about that
I know
stuff.
some people personally that like.
Yeah, you don't. It's not stuff you want to talk about. I get that, but he brings it up, and then what? There's like 10 allegations
Yeah.
now against him, and at some point, I want to be like, some of these people popping up with these allegations, like, and everyone believes it.
Yeah.
All the press,
Well,
they
I
tear him
mean,
to shreds.
I
Like, he
mean-
got dropped from his big Netflix show because of it.
I think Netflix made a smart move with that though.
No, I agree. They made a smart move,
yeah.
but like once again, I get tired of seeing all these randos pop out of the woodworks. They come out of the woodworks. No one even knows them, and all of a sudden, they have allegations, and it's like, I agree, what he did was wrong, and he admitted to doing some of it, but like some of them, it's just like, come on now, like.
Yeah, I mean he has denied a couple now, but
Yeah.
like the ones that aren't too far fetched, he hasn't. And I think
Well, he's making the right move about it.
He's saying he's
Weinstein's
drunk,
over there
but, like-
saying like, "Oh, I never did any of this," and now
Yeah.
it's getting all taken to
oh,
the
no,
police and
now
shit.
Weinstein says like he hopes that he's changed the world now or something like that. He's making it about himself.
Yeah.
He's changed it.
And this sucks too a lot because Kevin Spacey's an actor I personally love.
I love
He's a great
Kevin
actor.
Spacey. If Kevin Spacey like walk up to me at a party and grab my junk, like
Okay.
homosexual or not, I would not throw a fit about it.
Okay.
If you were 14, 14's, it's a whole nother story. when
Grant,
they're
it's
that young.
wrong, is what we're saying.
It is wrong.
I
Because at
that's
that
why
point-
I said it was
Horrifically
wrong
wrong.
The
first.
thing with like that is you can't even have consent because the kid's 14.
Yeah.
Whereas the stuff with Weinstein, like obviously the shit he did was wrong.
It is gross though because he's an old ass man. He came on to
Yeah.
like 18, 19-year-olds. People have consent, but still it's weird.
Okay.
It
Yeah.
is weird.
The only argument I have for that, and once again, people, I agree what he did was wrong. He deserves to be looked at as a scumbag.
Oh yes.
If you're an 18-year-old actress trying to find your way through Hollywood and LA, and
Yeah.
you come onto a decently huge production guy like Weinstein, at some point you gotta wonder, like, how much of this wasn't consensual?
Yeah. And I think all of Hollywood knew about this.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure.
I think what is it? Is it the 2013 Emmys or it was some show? Seth MacFarlane went up on stage and made it. If you looked up the video on YouTube, Seth MacFarlane makes a joke about Weinstein like coming on to women and just being a scumbag, and everyone laughed there. But now in 2017, everyone's on the defensive. I didn't know
Yeah.
about this. I personally think a good majority of Hollywood that doesn't want to admit it knew about.
And I think the worst part is, I think it's going on a lot more than just Weinstein.
Oh, I guarantee it.
It
Oh,
is.
yeah.
I mean, unfortunately,
tenfold.
in the business that it is, I think it happens a lot, and it's wrong completely. But I mean,
I have a feeling that with the way this is going with Weinstein and now like, with Spacey, I think there's gonna be a lot more of this coming.
oh,
up.
there's
yeah.
there's
In the
in the
coming
next
months.
year, I think there's gonna be 10 more
And
pop
one
up
of the,
at
one
least.
of the biggest problems is though is you can't prove any of it.
Well, with Weinstein, there's
Okay,
proof now,
yes.
but with most of
With
these, you
Spacey,
can't prove it.
with
And that's
Spacey, you can't prove anything.
Yeah.
No, until someone comes out with concrete evidence, I don't
Yeah.
think anyone will.
which is
I don't think
it's
possible.
it's why it sucks that it's ruining someone like Spacey's career.
Yeah.
'Cause
But
a lot
then
of
again,
it-
he did it.
You can't prove. He admitted to some of it, and he apologized, and he's really sorry. He was wasted
I
in
don't
all the
think
ones
that
that he
should ruin
apologized.
like his career.
But it
though.
will, because that's what happens with fucking
The public image
pop
is a lot of
culture.
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
It just.
All right,
is
let's
that-
Was that
actually
is that over? So that's pop culture is a pretty broad term. That's what we talked about.
mhm.
Yeah.
let's real quick. Speaking about movies and stuff, everyone here I know, just real quick, because we're on the topic of Hollywood and stuff. Thor Ragnarok, since we're right here in this
I'll
area
go with a
already.
Full movie review.
Real-
I did enjoy it.
Real quick, not a full movie review, but I just want to like an out of 10, what everyone's got. We're not going to give any spoilers away since it did just come out this week, but
I want to start from here and go. that
Yeah.
way now.
what do you got out of 10? Truthfully.
Truthfully,
Yeah.
I laughed at like almost every joke they made. I thought they achieved what they were going for.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Do that.
they did. They overdid some parts, but I'm gonna give it. I want to say an 8 out of 10.
That's fair.
I went into it with really high hopes because a lot of the reviews I saw were crazy good, super hyped. I mean, I want to give it, oh God, I don't even know, like a 6.5 out of 10. Mainly, I mean, it is the best Thor movie for anyone who doesn't like Thor movies. I agree, Thor movies have been pretty shit thus far.
First
For
one was awful.
Marvel movies, which are great, they've been pretty bad, and I don't know. It was overall a good movie. I was expecting a lot more. It was a lot less serious going into it. I think they took Guardians of the Galaxy style with it, but I think they kind of overdid it.
Yeah. I think they wanted to
Nonetheless, the story behind it was great. The whole plot, everything, I liked it. I thought there were a couple holes in it that we discussed earlier amongst ourselves. We won't talk about those. Give spoilers.
I mean, if we want to delve into it, we can make a movie review. But like as of
Yeah.
right, we won't.
I'm gonna go with a 6.5 out of 10. I think it's still worth going to the theater. I saw it in IMAX 3D, so I mean that was pretty cool. There wasn't too much like 3D stuff, which I liked. The
16 or
the bigger one, the older one with the IMAX, yeah. So I mean, I liked it. It wasn't what I wanted it to be, but nonetheless, Marvel movies are all relatively pretty good. I give it a 6.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I was, like just right before you gave your score, I was gonna ask if we do like integers because I was gonna give it like a 6.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
And like 5 is I think average for me. I'm not.
Yeah,
rating it
I'd say
how,
5 is
No,
average.
like
yeah.
It's not like
six out of
failing.
10
6
six
isn't
out of 10.
failing.
No, 6 out of 10. We're not saying it
It's a D
sucked.
minus. It's not a D
We're gonna
minus.
go 5 out of 10 is the average, but
yeah.
yeah, 6 and a
It's
half I think is
above
pretty fair.
average.
It's above average, but it's not. If you're going into it hoping for a Guardians of the Galaxy kind of feel, like a 10 out of 10
Or
Guardians
Thor
of the
feel.
Galaxy.
But I also get why people like it so much. Like,
Oh, yeah.
No, I understand, but when I go to see a superhero movie, and Marvel does great by incorporating comedy into it and making it family friendly. I just think they not totally, but I really think they overdid it with this one.
I think it was a good breather from the average Marvel. Because a lot of Marvel movies today are the same thing with different heroes. I think it was a good in between. They just did it to bring Thor and Hulk back into the storyline.
I think they did it to make people like Thor more.
Yeah. Well, no, that it definitely
Yeah.
worked in that aspect. Just as an overall, I can't give it more than a 6.5.
Yeah.
Anthony?
Well, I went in expecting to see like an actual movie,
Yeah.
Which,
well,
I mean-
that's me too.
but like
You didn't
I
see
liked
one of
it.
those.
It was good, but it wasn't what I expected.
No,
I was
that's the
like
problem, yeah.
confused. And like it's just kind of like joke after joke.
That's like if someone didn't know anything about Deadpool.
Yeah.
Went to go see
Yeah,
Deadpool.
Yeah.
just was-
Yeah.
like all right, is that like a new Spider-Man movie or something? Like
Yeah.
no, it's not.
It's
It is
Deadpool.
not.
Well, that's the problem. You go in thinking it's gonna be
Yeah,
like
I was
a Thor
confused at
movie,
first. I'm like, okay.
and then you're like, oh, this got a Guardians of the Galaxy feel. And then
I'm
it's
like, I'm liking it. It's not bad.
joke,
not bad.
joke,
And it's
joke,
bam,
joke,
bam, bam,
joke,
bam.
joke.
I'm like, okay. It was good. I thought it was made well. I'd probably give it a 6, 6.5 as well.
Mark, same.
Six.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe a 7 because the Bruce Banner scene was just so fun.
Yeah, that was good.
Okay, to give the movie all of its credit, they do tell a lot of jokes, and I want to say a good 60% landed pretty funny.
Yeah.
But a lot of the jokes with the people, like not naming any of the people in it, there's one guy in it that literally every line he says in the movie is a joke. I only laughed at about 50% of them. After a
Yeah.
while, I was just like, can this guy say something serious?
See, I didn't mind. I thought he was spot on all the
Oh,
whole time.
no.
At least he held it like that. It wasn't like
A lot of it was cringe.
little bit here,
It
a
felt
little
like
bit
I was
there.
listening to you and Noah talk in the movie.
See, that's because.
Yeah, that's why you
that's-
liked
I
it so
loved
much.
so I've
That's
got
why
that-
you like the
And that's
humor
my
so
sense
much.
of humor is so.
And that's completely fine if anyone likes this movie. I completely get it.
Yeah.
I understand completely. Yeah, I mean, I could see why people love it, but when you have to go in, don't go into it expecting a serious superhero movie
Yeah, no.
because it's not at all.
You will not get that.
Mark,
in
be
the
careful.
First 2 seconds. Are we just talking about movies now?
No.
What's
Let's go on. Let's see what we got next.
Star Wars.
I thought the bump. I
figured-
felt
okay.
it coming. All right. Star Wars. So, the trailer was in Thor Ragnarok.
yeah.
Let's just talk about the new ones that came out since Disney bought them.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I'll go and start with this. I love all the old Star Wars. I'm even
Prequel fan.
I'm
a
a
prequel.
prequel
Not
fan
not
also.
not Phantom Menace.
Oh,
I will give you guys
gotta
all the
respect
credit.
it.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
give Liam Neeson.
I give him like it
He's-
is. I mean, it is what it is. I am a big. I love Revenge of the Sith and I love the clones. I'm a big clone guy.
Oh, Clones are
If anyone has Netflix and you like Star Wars, go watch the Clone Wars cartoon series.
the
It's
original one, not Rebels.
not Rebels.
Don't watch
Yeah.
Rebels.
Clone Wars, the original series, was literally one of the best cartoon shows I've ever seen.
Yeah,
If
it was,
you like
it was
Star-
really good.
No, it was good.
It was fantastic. Like I sounded so gay telling people I watched that, but it's
It is-
so,
yeah.
Who cares,
it-
man?
I didn't even care. It was so good. But I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of the new ones coming out. The exception, I will say, I had no expectations seeing Rogue One. My God,
That's my second favorite Star Wars movie.
that's
Yeah,
probably
I
tied for
really
my
liked
first
Rogue
favorite
One.
of all time.
Yeah.
It's
Like, cause Disney, they took their own spin with it. Cause like, with the first one, they like not remade, but like made Star
Yeah.
Wars.
Yeah.
They kept the old same transitions, which I absolutely loved.
yeah.
The music is on point in all of them. And
It looks
In
fantastic.
Rogue One, they kind of went like their own route, getting rid of the transitions, their own kind of like film style to it.
it felt like a war
In
movie.
Rogue
It
One,
felt like a war movie.
I immediately knew it wasn't going to be like the other Star Wars when they didn't have the
They
roll
didn't have the
credits.
Yeah.
They didn't have the roll credits
Which I mean,
in the beginning.
It was nice. It was a breath of fresh air.
It was good
It
because
did-
it wasn't
was
the
a-
main plot.
It was a war movie set in
Yeah.
Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
It was hands down. It's so good.
I
I had zero expectation because I didn't really like. Was the first one that came out the new one,
This Force Awakens.
The Force Awakens?
I like Force
I'm
Awakens.
not saying I didn't like it. It was a good Star Wars movie.
You
I
weren't as
can't-
happy as you should.
I wanted to be more taken aback and like floored with it, and
Yeah.
I wasn't.
Probably
Rogue
the
One,
Luke scene.
yeah. I don't like Luke is my least favorite Jedi like of all time.
I
I'm an Obi-Wan kind of guy, and
Yeah.
Luke is just
I know where
I
you're
hate
coming
Luke.
from, but like I don't dislike any of
I
them.
think the thing about Force Awakens was the visual effects in that were just mind blowing.
Oh no,
The
it
first scene where he stopped.
yeah, it looks
When
fantastic.
he stopped that blaster shot, I was like, oh.
See,
Oh, mama.
when I went to go see Force Awakens, I was what year was it? It was 2015.
It was sophomore year.
Yeah. Okay. So I was 15 at the time, and I think it was one of my favorite movie going experiences. It was definitely.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
It was the best
Oh,
movie
for
ever.
sure. I wouldn't
No,
have
yeah.
I think being there
Okay.
with a bunch of fans in the same room
Yeah.
who just have such a love for the franchise and watching it finally come back after so many years.
Oh, yeah.
It was I
Every
completely
time a character
I
came in.
completely agree with that. The movie experiences that they're bringing back to the public is insane. Like people haven't like had this in so
The
long.
great thing
Yeah.
about it is that there's no like age gap in this because Star
It's-
Wars has always been
yeah.
popular
It's-
throughout
Yeah.
the entire
it's funny
time.
because our parents are like
Yeah.
the original trilogy was our parents' generation of Star Wars movies. Prequels was your generation of Star Wars
Yeah.
movies, and now this is now our generation. I think that's just that's awesome.
And we can all like old, young, middle age, like
Mhm.
everyone can like talk about it and like
Yeah.
it's all knowledgeable. Whereas like some movies you don't have that. Like Harry Potter's one of those ones where like the older generation doesn't enjoy it as
Yeah.
much
Yeah.
because it came out when I was a little kid. It
Harry
wasn't.
Potter is one of my favorites.
Yeah, I mean, but back to Star Wars. I don't really have that many complaints. You all know my one complaint, the black actor in it. I like him in other movies.
What's his name?
For the record.
I don't know his real name.
I don't like the
There's something
mustache
weird,
he
isn't it?
has in Pacific Rim
John
2.
Boyega.
John Boyega.
I like him in other movies to give him all credit. I just don't like him in the Star Wars role.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't think he was.
It
bad.
doesn't-
I
it
didn't
does-
think he would stand out.
It doesn't destroy the movie for me. It's just when I see him, I don't really take him very. He doesn't strike me as a Star Wars guy.
I don't
He-
think he added or took away anything.
No, he just.
Yeah, no, it just.
He didn't have that moment where I was like I don't like this character, but he didn't have that moment where I was like,
but
I'm completely invested.
yeah,
in
but
this
that's the problem. Like he's one of the main characters in it,
It's just like he's
and
like
it just
he's there.
you can get invested in everyone else. I can't get invested in
No.
him because there's just something about him. I don't know, and I like him in other movies though. That's the
No,
thing.
I would like to see that him do more in this movie.
I don't
hope
think
that,
his emotions didn't change throughout the entire first.
I don't like how he's sweating in every scene.
Yeah.
No, see, I
That's
think he had a
something.
good arc. I think he had a good arc in the first movie. He went from a
Traitor.
from
A traitor to a traitor.
Yeah.
from like a sheep that just did what he was told the whole time to
Yeah.
someone who finally could stand up to
But
someone like
that's the thing,
Kylo Ren.
he never was just a sheep who did what he was told. From the first scene in the movie, he wasn't shooting the people.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it gave it
the
off like
whole,
Yeah.
the whole blood
If-
thing. The blood didn't make sense because it cauterizes the wound. You get shot.
Yeah, that also. Yeah, I
Easy.
didn't understand that. I think if they would have given, like you said, like more background behind him, like actually
Yeah.
being a clone,
there's hints, but yeah,
it's not
agree.
strong enough to get invested
Yeah.
in. Though that's
They
the thing.
started out immediate, and he was just like, "I can't do this."
Which is
Whereas,
why Rey is more
Because you see her backstory. That's
and
the thing.
I'm excited to see Phasma get more into it because they really did advertise the first one like, "Oh, Phasma."
Phasma, and she's in it
She's-
twice.
She's
I mean,
in it
I didn't care
twice.
too much.
Yeah, I didn't care.
I knew she was gonna.
It's just it's cool to see it up and coming.
I hope I see her in a Mandalorian.
Oh yeah, because she was a bounty.
She's a
yeah.
bounty hunter.
And
I
then
would like
now-
to see that.
Now to Rogue One, I agree. It had an amazing spin on the Star Wars franchise.
Oh yeah.
Some people's complaints, and actually a lot of people's complaints, is the only real complaint I could find with that movie is the characters in it all were one note.
No, I can see it. Yeah.
The blind dude, he was just a blind dude that was with the Force. The machine gun dude, all he was a cool dude. I love Rogue One. I think that's one.
yeah.
I think that's my top three,
Oh, yeah,
four,
it was
four Star Wars
fantastic.
movies. But it's not so much of the character. It's not so much of a character movie. It's more of just the spectacle.
Oh yeah.
The spectacle.
Yeah.
And the thing
Yes.
is, like, I think it's hard to make these characters, especially in Rogue One, that you get super invested in,
Yeah.
because kind of from the beginning of the movie, you're thinking, wait, are they all going to die at the end of this?
Well, I did not.
You couldn't get into
I
it.
was actually surprised they all died because I didn't think Disney would have the balls.
And I think
Yeah.
you'd even argue that wasn't their intention to make a character
No.
movie with a lot of
And that's
interesting
I think that's
characters.
why they didn't put that much effort. They
Yes.
wanted the whole grand scheme of it to be just so
Which they
crazy
pulled
and
off.
new,
Yeah, it was,
which
it
they
was an
pulled off.
awesome
And then the Darth Vader
blockbuster
scene.
movie.
Darth
Yeah,
Vader
Darth
scene.
Vader scene
Oh
again.
my
Oh
god.
my
You could spend
God.
an entire hour of a podcast talking
Yeah.
about that scene alone.
That
honestly.
That scene
was
is so
perfect.
good.
So definitely, I give Disney props. I was
Yeah.
not expecting good things. I was scared.
Yeah.
I think everyone
Did
was
not like the
legitimately
CGI
scared.
of
What's her face?
yeah,
Like,
Princess Leia.
I didn't see. I thought they were just gonna
I
sit on the
didn't-
back of her head.
I didn't catch it the first time, going through because
When you watch
you're
it-
like you're in
yeah.
awe. You're like,
You're
all
like,
right,
oh my
they
God.
put her
What was
in.
the general's name? Tarkin?
Tarkin, I think.
A lot of
There
people
is
said his
no-
CGI wasn't good, but
I thought it was uncanny. I didn't like it. I thought it was weird. I mean, they only showed Leia for like a second or two, so it didn't matter to me too much.
Yeah.
When you go watch it again, you
Yeah,
can see
you're
the
watching
flaws
like,
in
all right,
it.
yeah, I see it, but like at the time you're so such
Everyone
awe.
clapped
See
at
what
it
they
because
did.
it was like you
See,
know.
I had my doubts going into it because I
Not
thought
a fan.
because I read a news
don't care.
article before that they did a bunch of reshoots,
Mhm.
and earlier that year, Suicide Squad did a bunch of reshoots, and we all saw how that movie ended up. But Rogue One ended up being really.
I
good.
would like to say something about Anthony
for
at
it,
the
man.
table. I had to sit next to him during the Force Awakens first time there, and every time someone like
Every
R-
new
R2 would show up, people would clap, and I'm like, hey,
Not
this
a-
is fantastic. This is great.
I
And
do
he
not
goes-
like that.
And he goes, people are fucking annoying.
And I get that.
I
No, I
wanna hear
totally
what they have to
understand
say
that,
because
yeah.
like the first time they get introduced, they have a line they say. I want to hear that.
Yeah.
But everyone's going
You
like
literally-
this
you couldn't-
and
you
wooing.
could not
I couldn't hear
hear- yeah.
2-3 lines of it,
And I
which
get-
I want to hear every single
was
thing in the movie.
And I get that, but it brings me more into the experience.
Yeah,
I think.
so
Oh.
I have two best movie going experience. It's Force Awakens and American Sniper.
I didn't see that in
the
theaters. I
theaters.
wish I did.
Yeah. Okay, we're not gonna get into that because I could
No,
talk about
yeah.
American Sniper
no,
for
what
hours.
about Pitch Perfect? Too?
Greatest release ever. Pitch Perfect.
I would like me and Mark. Were you there?
No, he
No.
wasn't there.
Me and Mark ended up with 15 guys at the opening night of Pitch Perfect 2. we
Oh my
had
God.
an entire row.
Were you the only
And
ones
then
there?
There was a teacher there.
We had a teacher at our school the next day or the next week when we showed up, and they were talking about it, like, yeah, we went to see Pitch Perfect 2, and there was an entire group of like 15 guys there. So that was pretty funny.
That was like
That was a good
that was
time.
like one of the best things we did.
All right, what do we got next? Let's.
Oh, we didn't even
Well,
talk about the new one.
Yeah, no.
I mean, yeah.
So what Disney's doing? Did you guys hear about what Disney's doing to the movie theaters that are going to be playing?
Yeah, you told me about it last night.
Yes.
Let me just try to sum it up, and then you can fill in. So what they were doing is they're making all movie theaters show the new Star Wars movie in the biggest screen possible for 4 weeks straight playing, and if they don't comply with them, then
They don't get to show the movie.
No,
Right.
they do, and they'll get fined.
Oh,
okay,
they'll get
get
fined.
fined.
Okay, and
So now what movies are doing, or now
Also-
what theaters are doing is they're not going to show Star Wars.
Also,
right?
another thing was instead of Disney taking 55%,
It's 65%.
they're taking 65%, which I mean, Disney's being a mongrel hunt.
Yeah, I can't agree with Disney on that. I mean, that's really just them fishing.
It's
Yeah, I mean,
because Episode 7 did so good.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
but
But it's
they bought LucasArts off of George Lucas fair and square. They have the right. to do
Yeah.
this.
No, they had
They
the complete
have the
right,
right,
but at the
it's
same
like-
time,
Yeah.
AMC
come on.
Theaters isn't their corporation.
It's not AMC. AMC can deal with it. It's like smaller theaters, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Who can't afford
Yeah,
to
but you-
show
have,
the
like, two
same
screens.
movie?
Yeah, you get like I don't know.
Yeah,
that's
I get that.
that's when you get into more politics. Big corporations
Yeah, it's
coming
not like
in and
AMC
screwing
could
over
do an
the middle
uproar against
businessman.
that either.
I mean, Disney's been doing some shitty stuff like this for years now.
You're
I
in
think
the middle.
when Force Awakens came out, Quentin Tarantino wanted to show Hateful Eight on 30 millimeter theater in this one huge theater that he loved. He had a connection to this theater, and then Disney came in with Star Wars Force Awakens, like, no, do not show Hateful Eight here. We're showing The Force Awakens, and Quentin Tarantino was like, listen, you guys have Star Wars. Like, it's gonna make money.
Yeah.
Let me have my one thing.
That's the biggest thing I don't understand, and like it doesn't even make sense because
Yeah.
like when people start hearing about this stuff, like it almost turns you off from Disney. It does. I mean, it
If you
looks
are
like
going to see it. It's Star Wars.
I'm doing a persuasive speech on why Disney should own Star Wars.
yeah. Honestly, I mean that's one of the things that people got scared about. Disney is gonna turn in kind of to what not like the equivalent of EA, but like it's like
The
'cause-
equivalent of
It's just
EA.
it's some
See,
shady stuff.
I knew Disney was gonna make good Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
They got the
because
budget.
They have the money, and they're not gonna spare a cent to make this movie as good as they possibly can. It's Star
Yeah.
Wars.
Yeah.
I knew
'Cause
they
they
were
know
gonna
the
make good
profit.
movies, but I also knew they would do stuff like this. Is once the movies did good.
they're gonna monopolize the shit.
Oh yeah.
But anyways, with the new movie.
Yeah, new movie.
Do you guys? My burning question is, since Force Awakens undoubtedly was so much like A New Hope, love it or hate how they did that. It was a
Yeah,
lot
I don't
like it.
think it's gonna be like Empire.
You don't think it's gonna be like Empire?
I don't think it is.
I
I
know.
can see some
I'm
similarities though
looking at it, but
already.
I don't think it will be.
Because what is it? Luke trained with Yoda. Now Rey's training with Luke.
Is
I'm just-
Empire Strikes Back? Is that the one where he destroys the Death Star?
Yeah.
No.
No.
That's the one where he
That's the
doesn't
one where
destroy
that's
the
the
Death
only
Star.
Okay.
one where he did it.
Now, okay,
They
I
were
thought
building
I
They
thought
were
it's
building it.
I thought it's kind of
Yeah.
cheesy how it shows Kylo Ren flying in his ship down the corridor.
Yeah.
He's got the thing on his
And
screen.
he's like, he's pressed. Oh,
yeah, he's got his finger. It's literally copy and paste.
See,
Luke. Have you seen that in the trailer?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm trying. What do you mean copy paste Luke?
When he's
When he's
destroying the
flying
Death
through
Star,
the-
it's like
it's like
legit.
shooting
It's the
womp
same
rats.
thing.
Yeah. Okay. Here's one thing.
I thought that's cheesy,
in that
dude.
Scene, what the trailer's trying to convey is he's going to blow up the shit Leia's on.
Yeah, but
He's saying like I need to cut
Yeah.
all ties with the past, and I mean I think they like it's a smart move to kill her off. She's not alive anymore, but
I
Rip.
don't think they're gonna do it, dude.
but
Yeah, they are.
the reason I don't think it's going, I don't know if they'll do it in this movie or like at least like that with him because they show it in the trailer. They wouldn't show something like that in the trailer if it was going to happen in the movie.
But the thing is, everyone knows she's dead,
Yeah.
so it has to happen.
They
It's
finished
just-
her shooting before she died.
it's
though,
like-
so I don't know if they planned on killing her.
I don't know, cause like.
I heard that it wasn't completely done yet.
Okay, if
Yeah,
she
she's
dies,
mostly
Luke
done.
has to stay alive because you're literally gonna kill off every single major character in the original.
Well,
Here's
you're
the
not.
thing,
You
though.
can't keep them around
Here's the thing, though,
forever.
You
listen,
can't keep them around forever, but they could live and peace. They could have a happy ending in the.
And
Star
how
Wars.
about-
Not
how
in the
about-
Star Wars
I
universe?
no, listen, I
It's the
think
Star Wars
if they
universe.
had this all planned out and knew where Leia was going, I don't think they'll spare the money. I think they'll CGI her until they don't need her.
Yeah, but it's not
No,
gonna look
that'd
that
be a bad
good.
taste.
That's
I-
bad
but
taste. They
I-
won't do it. No.
I don't doubt it from Disney.
I know Disney's capable of a lot of shitty stuff, but they
This
won't
isn't
do that.
Fast and Furious.
Yeah, this
alright?
isn't Fast
I
and
could see
Furious.
That
Luke
looks good,
dying.
though.
I could see Luke dying more.
Yeah.
Than Leia
It was for like
At this
20
point, yeah, I
minutes.
can definitely
They
see.
played that off smart.
I just think it would just leave a bad taste in viewers' mouth if
Oh,
all
it
the
would.
characters they grew up with in the original trilogy all died. None of them get a happy ending.
Yeah.
It just seems off to me. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but okay, if it's. I mean, it has to be her dying though, because they don't have her for other movies. They're not going to CGI her,
Yeah. I mean, what is that?
See,
Another happy
If
ending?
because then they can't kill Luke. Then
if they leave her off, if they have a good ending for her in this movie, I'm okay with not seeing Leia. Leia's
Yeah.
not going to take away or do anything from me in
No.
the next movie.
but then you're killing off Luke, and then you're not going to see her anymore. So you're still doing what you just said. You're not going to have any of the original
not gonna
She could
characters.
have a happy ending though.
Yeah.
We'll name another character that had one.
What?
Name another.
Name a
character that
single
had
Star
one.
Wars character that had a happy
There's no such
ending.
thing.
Anakin
Jar Jar.
Skywalker.
Jar Jar.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Anything else from you?
Well,
No.
George Lucas got a happy ending.
Yeah, he did. He can buy the whole continent of Africa.
You could buy a happy ending.
After seeing, I haven't seen Mark Hamill on anything since the Star Wars, and he's old now. And the only
And
thing,
fat.
when I hear his voice, I
Rude.
just immediately think Joker.
Yeah.
No, honestly, yeah. The way
Yeah.
he talks in these, yeah, totally, I can see it.
Okay, you know in the trailers, there's that bookshelf with the single light on it that keeps showing.
Did you know that's the first time paper has ever been referenced in any Star Wars movie ever?
That's actually crazy.
No, yeah, that's the first paper ever referenced
I
in
feel like
any
it's
Star
showing
Wars.
That as if we should know what it is in the trailer. It's
Or
like it
just-
should be like a callback to something.
I looked it up. It's like the original book of the Jedi or something, like back when the Jedi were first.
Now, this question's for Justin. Do you think now that you don't like Luke Skywalker, like
No.
do you think that you might start to like him in this movie?
No, I mean, have you heard him in the trailers?
Yeah.
I don't mind
No,
him in the trailer.
No, I'm being for real. Like,
Oh.
Have you seen
like-
this power? I've seen this power twice before.
yeah, no, I
Once
get where he's
before.
once before. I
Kylo Ren.
it was
It's Kylo Ren.
yeah.
Yeah.
I know like why they're having him say it. Because they probably want you to go into it thinking like, oh man, Luke's kind of being a twat in the
Yeah.
trailers. Because I mean, he is. If you listen to what he's saying, he sounds like he's against Ray.
But there's
This
reason.
is
There-
the way I see it.
There's
going.
I'm talking, okay. I get there's reasoning behind it, but I think they want you to go into it thinking like we heard him talking all this shit in the trailers, and then I think something really good. He's gonna redeem
So
himself
you don't
or
think that
something.
you're going to be pleasantly surprised by Luke this movie?
No, I mean maybe
what if-
maybe now that he's older. See, I hated young Luke. Like I
Yeah,
have nothing
he
against
was a
old
bitch.
Luke.
I get that he was kind of whiny in A New Hope. I think
Well, okay, when you like me, I grew up with the what are they called?
prequels.
The prequels. I grew up with the prequels, and like
This equals.
I mean, I watched those before I watched the originals
Right.
because that was just my time period.
Yeah.
And Anakin didn't seem whiny to you in the prequels.
Like I mean, I grew up watching.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
Same.
what'd you say?
No, nothing.
Like I grew up watching Obi-Wan and Anakin use the Force and do all these crazy things, killing all these like bad guys and stuff. And you go to the originals, and I understand it's a totally different time. Like they didn't have the money
If
to
you-
do all the crazy stuff they had in the prequels. But like, it's hard to like someone who's a Jedi, and you don't see him do any cool Jedi shit that
See,
you've seen.
I completely disagree about that, but like I don't want to get into that too much. Like, but on to Star Wars, on to episode 8, right?
Yeah.
It's 8. So like, if Mark Hamill does like an outstanding performance, like
No, I can definitely like him. It's
Yeah.
it's the young Luke I don't like.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what it is about him. I'm not alone. I know plenty of people that don't like young Luke.
I get that.
I mean, you go one of two ways. You either love him or you hate him. I
Mhm.
feel like the people I've talked to. A lot of people are like you guys though. Six.
It's like 6 hours.
Do you have
59 minutes. But I've got the second one in there. So if it turns off, we'll just look at it.
All right. Anyways, I mean, I can see where people are coming from. Like, obviously, those are the most accredited Star Wars movies of
Right.
all time. Like,
Especially-
I completely understand, and a lot of people love Luke, and I get it. It's just I'm one of those people that doesn't like Luke. I give him all the credit in the world. It's
Yeah.
just I don't. I
Yeah.
grew up with Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I get
It's
it.
hard to compare. It's hard to compare him because it's two different time periods with special effects and
No,
whatnot.
yeah.
But Obi-Wan Kenobi will forever be my Jedi.
Yeah, you know, you
like,
saw like the prequels at a time in your life where it
Oh,
was
yeah.
so important.
it was so important.
After going through all the action and then going to like the biggest lightsaber battles between Luke and Darth Vader, and just
Well, yeah, I mean,
It's
that's the
kinda
thing, though. Like, if I would have watched the originals, I probably would have been like, oh my god, these are fucking
the problem is going
amazing.
from like that big lightsaber battle between Obi-Wan and Anakin and the third one to that. It's just it's action wise.
It really depends what you grew up on
Yeah.
and how you watched them. Whereas I watched probably those three like 5 times before my parents were
Yeah,
like,
no,
oh, even
it
there's
was
originals.
Funny, when I was little, my dad showed me the original trilogy, and then he was like, okay, and I'm like, oh, and there are other Star Wars movies? Like, yeah, you're not watching those except for Revenge of the Sith. I'm like, okay.
I mean, in my mind, Revenge of the Sith is still my favorite Star Wars movie of all time, probably tied with
Uh-huh.
Rogue One. And then after that, I love Clone Wars. I do agree it's not the best movie, but like I said, I'm a huge clone guy. I think
the clones
clones.
are so interesting. I just feel like they have to have a good movie with
Yes.
them.
Yeah, no, I agree. I thought it was kind of poorly done
Can we
how they
go-
just threw them in there and then it completely changes in the old ones and stuff.
If we went back to the Clone Wars and like if they redid it nowadays where they actually got actual people in costumes and
That'd be
like
awesome.
did the story of the clones. That's another thing about the Clone Wars cartoon. They give you so much information that you just don't get out of the prequels.
Yeah.
Like Order
Yeah.
66. Why did all the clones just turn? They have chips in their head that
Yeah.
they had to obey.
The show has
You
more
don't
time
do
to
any
explain
of that.
Yeah, and I honestly think a solo clone movie,
That'd be
like
awesome.
I think
That would
it
sell.
would do great. I think it would sell.
Oh,
I think
Well,
it'd be
it's got the Star Wars name, so
Going,
it's
going
Yeah.
from Boba Fett to the clones. That
if you did like a clone movie
Most
with
definitely.
Boba Fett intertwined and stuff, or Jango Fett intertwined, I think it'd be phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
I'd
definitely would be.
see that 10 times over.
Yeah,
props to that dude playing every clone though.
No, honestly,
you know,
yeah.
I personally think that instead of making a solo Han Solo movie, they should make
Like a Clone Squad
a
movie.
clone. I
I'm
think
kind of
Yeah.
excited to see a Boba Fett standalone movie.
Yeah, I think I think that'd be
afraid
good.
it might take away from like that he didn't say anything. That's why he's so cool.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot out of him.
There's a lot more.
Just
there's-
doesn't have
there's
a single
mysteri-
line
there's a
dialogue.
mysterious-
I'm
Yeah.
curious to how they're gonna do it. I don't know if they said anything. Is it gonna like? Because I know they left it off when he was a kid. and His dad died.
'Cause
That's
they
the
could
last
do-
you saw of him.
Because like that could be a character, kind of like how like if Joker ever gets a standalone movie, that should be terrible.
Oh
'cause
yeah.
You're not supposed to know anything about
No.
the Joker.
Yeah.
But
I
that's
think the Boba Fett movie's supposed to pick up after he gets out of the Starlight Pit.
I think.
Yeah, that's
oh, really?
no, yeah, that's where it picks up. Yeah,
Oh.
Mark's right.
Because I think it'd be cool. I mean that because I know he does escape. They never said about it in any of the movies. It was just like in other stuff that Star Wars had done.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool like if they did do it like it's like him like being trained as like a Mandalorian bounty hunter. I think that'd be a better storyline. to
Oh,
that,
real
personally.
quick. I forgot one of my bigger complaints of the Force Awakens. Now, like I said, big prequel guy, Coruscant, man.
Oh my
They
god.
did that just to cuck everyone.
Honestly,
Oh my
I
lord.
understand it. I do. They were trying to just get out of that universe.
Uh-huh.
But as someone
Pew.
where Coruscant
That was
was
so
literally the
destroying.
basis
Yeah.
Oh,
of
yeah.
all the prequel.
No.
Not so much Phantom Menace.
For anyone who doesn't know,
Coruscant is where the Republic was based. That's where the Council of
It is
Jedi's were.
entire prequel.
it is the
was in
huge.
Republic.
It's the major part of the prequel.
It's this big city hub. Within the first 15 minutes, I think,
Well, no, it was like first half of the movie.
first
Yeah.
half of the movie, A Force Awakens, they just blow it up.
They blow up the entire.
They
solar
blow up
system.
the entire, just everything. And I completely understand
6
it.
planets.
But it felt like, and a lot of people are like, oh,
6 lasers come
yeah.
across.
Everyone was like, oh, it was
Shotgunners.
necessary. I get it was necessary, but like I said, someone who loved the prequels, well, most of the prequels, it was the biggest middle finger,
This
dude.
is the last day of the Republic.
Biggest middle finger.
Oh shit, he wasn't kidding.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to talk about episode 7 wise or episode 8
Oh,
wise?
no, I mean,
I don't. I
What's
mean,
the little fish looking thing?
oh,
Porg.
that thing's
thing looks
awesome.
So cute.
Oh, that thing's adorable.
I said
Like,
cute.
okay,
Chewbacca's
I
like,
feel
"Ah," and this thing's
I
like,
feel Ryan's rainbow mode.
I like they're going for like a cute character that the kids can relate to, but
Yeah.
I think they already got that with BB-8.
BB-8, yeah.
If
I
that,
think it could go one of two ways. It could just go.
It could be really funny and
it could
cool.
go really really funny, or just go Jar Jar Binks.
It could go Jar Jar. I honestly think it
I
could
hope
go
it goes
Jar Jar.
Binks,
Not
to
like
be honest with you.
I don't think.
I think that'd be the greatest thing.
what if
for
that
the
just
next
doesn't
10
have
years.
any role in the movie?
He's already in the movie.
Yeah,
We
he's
know Snoke.
he's Snow.
Snoke, yeah.
Yeah.
Jar Jar Binks Snow.
It's cool that you actually see him in this one though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Snoke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dude,
it's cool.
In Force Awakens, when he first showed up, I was like, this is a big ass.
That's a
motherfucker.
big
At
guy.
I
first-
didn't like it at first.
At first, I was like, "Who the fuck is this giant dude?"
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, who is this?
And
I was
then
like,
the hologram starts flickering. I'm like,
yeah. I was
oh.
like,
Yeah.
ah.
Ah,
He looks more human in up close.
Yeah.
I-
which leads to some theories.
yeah.
But,
Well, I've seen. I'm not. getting
Theories
into
are
the
just theories until you see the
Darth
movie.
Plagueis.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Anyways, what
We're on Star Wars. Is that? Can we talk about Battlefront while we're on that, or should we wait for that?
we can wait for that.
yeah,
Let's wait for that to
wait
come
till it
out.
comes out. Yeah.
Yeah. Real quick, we're gonna go to the next little segment here we got for you guys. A quick intermission. We're gonna hop over to our on-scene reporter. Marky Mark is not only our sound guy, but he's also a fantastic on-scene reporter. What do you got for us today, Mark?
All right, we're on scene today with SEAL Team 6 heading towards ISIS's base of operations. War. War never changes.
Oh man, who else but Mark?
Classic Mark.
As
That's a good
as
story.
That's
good segment.
our on-scene reporter there.
Take a bow. Thank you. Naturally.
Yes, Marky Mark, our on-scene reporter.
He doesn't see, but he bowed.
Yeah, he bowed. Anyways, on to our last subject segment for the day. We've got applied stupidity. For those of you who don't know, this is live stupidity. Now, applied stupidity is our non-gender sister-brother channel, because we don't assume here. Thank you for that little slurp. Yeah, he's the director of Applied Stupidity, so I can imagine that sounded retarded in Mark's headphones. Anyways, okay.
This is the type of fucking humor you're gonna expect.
Yeah, this is the type of humor you're gonna get, gurgling.
In all
or-
3 videos.
you know. Oh,
It's
jeez.
just three videos of gurgling.
Yeah.
I
Three
swear.
videos and a blooper reel of me
Right
sipping
now,
on some orange juice.
There are 3 videos
Oh.
up. The one just got posted on Halloween.
2 real videos.
I'm gonna let you two, Noah and Ryan here, talk about how Applied Stupidity got
Hold up, I
started.
would like to address Anthony's comment on 2 real videos. I have 3 people who have said the heist is their favorite video.
Okay,
Who the 3
And-
viewers we have?
all right,
You want to just get like
you
instead of-
two. Let's
From the beginning.
get
Should we
in.
start from the
Just
beginning?
real quick, little intro.
brief intro to our beginning because we talked about that before.
Yeah, but
But like
Yeah.
we'll get into the like each video, the process of that.
The
Okay.
nitty gritty.
we need a little intro.
Okay,
so people know
little
how
intro,
put
'cause-
off this
Yeah, no, I
was.
get that.
Yeah.
So what? It was right after we saw Star
It
Wars.
was right after Star Wars.
Basically,
We
Mark
were
came up with everything.
Yeah, we were sitting in the basement. We were just talking after Star Wars, and I said, Ryan, do you know what you want to do after high school? And he said, I really like to go into film and stuff. And
Yeah.
I had totally been into film, like wanted to do stuff, but I had never actually tried to start a YouTube channel before with Anthony.
That wasn't a
That
start.
No, that wasn't. A
We
start.
made a banner?
I wanted to.
And then we
I
stopped.
wanted
You
to.
tried to do the
And then me and Mark tried doing it too.
As have I.
And I told Ryan, and Ryan was like, "Oh, that's awesome. We should do stuff." And we just finished playing pool. Original name was going to be 8-Ball Studios.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's-
Sorry.
it's-
It was awful. It was awful.
It's very original.
It was terrible.
Just pure gold, if I could say anything.
Yeah, I want to go back to
It
Eight
rolled
Ball
off the
Studios.
tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Welcome back to 8-Ball Studios Live.
All right, boys, back to subject.
Back to subject. So we did that, and then nothing happened.
No.
Nothing happened for a
No,
year.
Well, because we had ideas for videos, but it never came into fruition
Our,
at all.
our
They
ambition
had-
kicked in at 2 in the morning.
They had zero coordination, zero
like,
any drive to
equipment.
do
They were-
it.
They were all up for me falling off a bike though.
Okay,
I found those clips.
these two, great ideas, great filming, zero drive, zero organization.
we
They
had
needed a fire lit under them.
yeah, for
That's where
1.5 years, like we had ideas. We had so many ideas, but we never did anything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they needed EA.
Then we finally were like, me and Ryan were like, all right, this is fucking awful. We have had all these ideas. Like, we want to start this YouTube thing. We need to do
Do
it.
you want to say the idea that we had about the Kylo Ren, the bicycle video?
Oh yes, that was our first idea.
That was our
wasn't it?
first.
This will never be put up. So I want to say it started out with
Don't be so sure.
started with you put the costume on and stuff, right? That's what it started out, or was it like you just?
So I got the whole Kylo Ren costume.
Yeah.
Star Wars character.
Yes.
Force Awakens.
And it was literally, I had the idea in like the middle of the night. I just thought it was so funny to me, and now it's just like it's one of the dumbest ideas I've ever
Oh,
had.
most definitely. Well, do we have time for me to go grab that picture frame to show people?
Not right.
No?
We can
Well,
pan
I'm
to it.
I'm
We
sure
can
we
pan
get a
to it.
picture of it and put it up on.
Yeah, I'll try. If you guys can see it, you can. So it starts out with Ryan doing whatever this Kylo Ren costume, right? It makes no sense whatsoever, and he just starts walking downstairs and he walks past. Now I framed this. I screenshotted the. It was, I don't know if you can look it up on Google. It's this Photoshop.
It's like a family portrait.
It's a photoshopped family portrait of Kylo Ren, Han Solo, and Leia as like a family when Kylo Ren was a little kid and Han Solo was like young Harrison Ford. And then on the other side of the picture frame is a still shot of the face Han Solo makes immediately when the lightsaber goes through his body in The Force
Kind of like an
Awakens.
O face.
The whole point of the video was Kylo Ren killed his dad, always had daddy issues. Dad's supposed to teach you how to ride your bike. That's like that's like
Yeah, I got you.
that's like the
Well, I
stigma.
didn't pick that up at all. I thought Ryan was just this weird ass dude coming up with this idea.
Oh no, I mean that's the point I thought in my head. Like the stigma
That was never put on to me.
That's just what I thought in my head.
You
Like
guys
your-
are fucking idiots.
like your
by the
dad's
way.
like your dad's supposed to teach you how to ride your bike.
Play
And,
catch
like-
in the yard.
Yeah, and like Kylo Ren and Han Solo never did that. They always had daddy issues. So like Kylo Ren would get on his bike.
And
And
some
then-
bicycle.
The Bicycle by Queen is playing
Yeah.
in the background.
Bicycle.
Yeah, and like it was just
That was the whole video.
that was the idea.
That
And
was
then
the
I
whole
think
video.
Kylo Ren ends up getting pushed off at the end of the bike.
Oh, we were gonna have a stormtrooper run out of a bush because I bought this
Yeah.
and just push him off the bike and then look at the camera and it was gonna zoom up real quick and that was gonna be the end of it.
I mean, it was freshman or it was sophomore.
Sophomore, yes. I mean, I would laugh at it if I saw it on YouTube today,
Oh yeah. I'll be 35 and laugh at
especially
that.
if it was bass boosted.
That'd be good.
But-
Alright, next video.
Bye.
yeah.
Okay, next, so we finally
that ended up being a bus.
that we couldn't do that. We didn't have the resources.
Didn't have the resources.
We get to with that Justin talked about a fire being lit underneath us. That fire is money he's given
He's
to us.
burning money.
That was the money. Because if Justin gives you money and you don't do anything, you're gonna.
I
get
kick
shit
your
about
fucking.
for a long
I
time.
kick your ass pretty
Yeah.
much.
So that's why we actually done stuff. But
I
besides that,
am China and they are the
So then
U.S.
The name Applied Stupidity.
the name Applied Stupidity. Applied came out of a word generator. I was like, well, 8-Ball Studios sucks. I realized a year later, and I was like, well, this is trash. Clicking through real quick,
Maybe almost named the channel Ryan.
I was like,
Yeah. Okay. By the way, they almost named the channel just Ryan.
That'd have been good.
I mean, it would have been kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie, but anyways.
So I was like, we need a catchy name. Clicking through word generator, Applied comes up. I'm like, oh, Applied. I think that sounds cool in the name. And then I thought of Stupidity because I knew we hadn't made a video at the time, but I knew what they would be.
Yeah, and our
So-
humor's garbage.
Yeah.
So.
So one day we were just like, all right, we need to do video, and we thought of this quick after a heist gone wrong thing, and it wasn't all put together. The humor in it originally wasn't very good. Anthony added his own little flair to
You know,
it.
I think like
No,
which I
what
think
was the video with with the ketchup?
Oh, we'll talk about that in a minute.
I mean, do we even? That one was just.
Yeah, we don't even talk about that.
That was
Okay.
like 8
Pretty
seconds.
much the basis of this is, like, you can see in the videos. We don't need to go about all the other videos you almost shot because that's
Yeah.
gonna take forever. The
Yeah.
basis is if you go look at the channel and you look from the first video to the third,
The progression.
the progression, and a lot of people don't find our comedy funny, and
You
I
have
get
to-
that.
yeah.
It's
screw
Well, it's a
'em.
select.
But yeah, like, even if you don't find the comedy funny, I mean, what we're trying to make comedy videos and make you laugh, but at the same time,
Trying to have a fun time.
we're having a fun time, and
that too,
we're
and-
trying to improve.
Yeah.
Like get
Trying
like
to go somewhere.
like
you
they
know?
they want to go into film, and that's a big thing you can see if you look at the first one's shots compared to the third one, the Halloween special. it's insane. The camera work difference
Yeah.
and the directing behind it.
It's just a lot to learn.
A lot of people don't understand. A
Learning
lot of
curve.
these big
Time,
YouTubers, they have these
efforts.
5-6 minute videos that are well filmed. That probably took them a week at least to film for 5-6 minutes. That I mean, we probably put like 40 hours of just straight filming and retakes and stuff. And it is hard when you're doing it with friends because you all laugh at each other and stuff. And the amount of retakes we had to do, the amount of filming, especially when you're a small channel who only has one really good camera, like to get different angles, you literally have to stop the scene, move to the other angle, and then refilm it.
Yeah. I mean, we're just trying to get our foot through the door so that when it does come time to us to, hopefully be in the film industry, we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
Because
And
going into this, we knew nothing.
even like that, I just enjoyed the YouTube thing. Like
It's fun. You can express yourself and your humor. And
I hope to go somewhere with it. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but like it really is just like a good experience, and it really is fun for me. And I'm assuming you guys too.
it is fun. I mean,
The most fun I had filming was the credits for the.
okay, yeah. I mean, a lot of people watch the credits on what video is that? It's the Infant Driver. And a lot of people are like, this is like, what the fuck is this? But like,
This is half the video.
when you take forever to film something, and Infant Driver had bigger plans. The problem is you run out of time.
Do you want to get into that later? Because first, should we just talk about all our videos in order?
Yeah, I think we should
Yeah.
go through generally.
But you could bring up that one.
So we
Yeah.
kind of talked about the heist. We came with this quick idea after a heist, and then we added stuff to it as we thought was fit and
Yeah,
funny.
it was literally. I think.
I want to talk about one aspect of it. People might not have understood why Mark was the only one dressed up. And so the original idea was, oh, we'll all wear suits. We just came from a big bank heist. And Mark shows up with just this suit jacket and a button-up shirt and this slack tie in blue jeans and walks to the door. And we're like, Mark, that's not a suit. You look like you're going to a sports meeting. And so we were like, all right, well, if this is what's Mark wearing, we can't all wear suits. So Ryan just dressed up as Ryan and Anthony were just like
hoodlums.
I was wearing his clothes, which I'm a large man
And
compared to
Mark-
him.
Mark just looks hilarious in this get-up.
Yeah, no, real quick, Anthony got on.
I'm roughly 6'3", and
He's in a
he is
small
not.
shirt.
I'm not.
I was in a
Well,
small white T-shirt.
He shows up in his work polo, or
Yeah.
a polo
Yeah,
or something
that's
that
right.
he couldn't ruin,
He couldn't ruin it.
and they had to put blood on his shirt. So the
Ketchup.
thing was,
Well, because they didn't inform me.
Blood.
I go in thinking, all right, they're filming something. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm in it.
So then Anthony looked like a sausage in my
I
shirt.
look like a sausage
So we had to put
casing.
the hoodie over it.
we got red marker and ketchup.
It did not look
all-
bad.
It didn't
It
look
looked
bad.
pretty good.
Ripped a hole through the white shirt, and then that's
And then let Anthony act like a professional.
exactly.
As my lungs are collapsing from
Shit.
this 100% Egyptian cotton.
Okay, so next.
that was at the point where I was not involved in it.
No.
Well, that was a rough start.
No, I
Anthony
mean
with
that's the thing
shotgun
though.
in his mouth, I thought was really
See,
good.
I was thinking about Kurt
I don't think
Cobain.
you could look at a YouTube channel and say their first video was not cringy. Like,
Oh,
yeah,
like
for sure.
most of them remove it. But
I think the
Yeah.
heist is funny. Like,
Yeah,
I
we
think
did-
it's
funny,
hilarious.
yeah.
we did what we set out to do.
I think the cringe in it adds another comedy aspect to it, because like we're not actors, especially when you see Anthony on the table shot.
Mark's an actor.
It's funny though, because the one part of the video where Anthony was amazing in was when he wanted to kill himself.
Yeah.
But see that
He
I was
drew
able to dig down deep and grasp my emotions, thinking,
That
hey,
wasn't even planned.
this could
That
be
was
real.
not planned.
Well, I was thinking, for some reason in my head, I was thinking Kurt Cobain.
And then
And I'm not even joking. I thought about Kurt Cobain.
I want to go to this. Wait, speaking of Kurt Cobain, I have this kid Seth. I'm not gonna say his last name obviously, but Seth in he was in my Spanish class last year, and he would just draw weird ass pictures, and he was a weird kid. One day he drew a picture, and he's like Noah, this cool picture I drew. Slides to me. It's Kurt Cobain with his foot on the trigger of the shotgun,
Yeah.
and his head blown off, and a 6-pack of beer. And I'm like, what the hell?
Well, I was thinking Kurt Cobain because I was thinking Nirvana. I listened to some on the way over. I was thinking Kurt Cobain, and I'm like, poor guy.
yeah,
And then,
yeah, wait.
and I'm not kidding, but and I'm thinking, all right, bam, bam, bam. I see the pump shotgun. I'm like, it's all connecting.
Yeah,
Ryan,
the end
what
of the
were you in
video.
the other room we were in the other room and then like we walked in and Anthony was doing that. That was so funny.
The end of the video wasn't gonna be Anthony killing himself, but we're so glad it happened like that. So that's the highest. You could go watch the video.
Infant Driver. I would like to say Infant Driver. If you watch Infant Driver and don't enjoy it, it's one of two reasons.
No,
it relies heavily on. Hold on.
Having to see the movie.
At least knowing what Baby Driver is, and
or it's about
seeing Baby Driver. And another part of it is finding Mark in his entirety. Not saying like his appearance, like just hilarious. If you don't find Mark just like looking at him as a good meme, you're not gonna enjoy this video.
No, I mean the main thing. I think the main reason a lot of people haven't found it funny is because unfortunately you two love Baby Driver and you think that like it's one of the greatest movies you've ever seen, and I agree. It's a good movie. There are so many people that have never even heard of the movie Baby Driver. Yeah. It's unreal. And I think that was a big problem going into
it. It was a massive film, too.
Like, it just didn't make sense. And it was just like, have you seen Baby Driver?
I kind of figured that was going to be the outcome of it. But I think we just love the movie so much. We had
do your own thing.
And I mean, another thing, that started in June.
The idea came...
The idea came in June.
The idea came in June. We started filming in July. And then
finished in October. We finished in October.
That's rough.
So
once again, before Justin came aboard.
Yeah.
Well, you were there for that.
I helped film one thing.
And that was when we were like, okay, we want to actually make this look more professional.
We had so many ideas for it, but like nothing ever. Because we had the first idea with Ethan, that didn't work.
Well, the problem is you guys didn't go out and make it work.
Yeah,
procrastinated.
The big problem is we all work at the same pizza place too, and finding time to get like days, especially once school started.
All these
but
are
you guys
filmed at 3 a.m.
Until school started.
You guys had all summer to do it though.
Yeah.
At this point, there was no excuse.
We lost a lot.
I'm not saying there was an excuse. It was.
We lost a lot of ambition for the Infant Driver video. We were just at the point where like
we just want to finish it.
Let's just get this.
Thus, the ending you received as Mark in two different angles. Like I said, that movie, that even the ending entirely relied on you finding Mark hilarious.
See, that was 4 months of just one video.
Yeah.
So.
Then next came the
Halloween special.
Best one, I'd say, by far.
Justin was a big push in that. I mean, for the Halloween special itself, he didn't like give us a bunch of money or anything.
It wasn't money.
Like,
it was. I am now getting interested into this. If you guys are going to do it for real, you're going to fucking do it, and I'm going to be there making you do it. We literally over fall break.
It was 3 days.
Your fall break,
3 nights. 3 nights. I'd like to add. It was
3 nights. We had to do it at night because the lighting.
And it was our longest video.
And Stranger Things came out.
It literally took so long, but in the end, I'm really happy with how it turned out. I think it looks great. I don't think it's our funniest video, but just the way
it was the best film. I think,
it's the shots in it are great.
Mark's transition for the white screen.
Okay. Anyways.
I would like to add to that. It may not. I mean, if you know anything about editing, you can know some of that was a bitch. It definitely was like the biggest like project editing, and I also think it was probably the best edited video we had.
Yeah.
Oh,
just
definitely.
There was
most
so
transitions.
There was
and because we had because it was the best filmed, like in the more shots we had, and it was more smooth moving through shots, and we had different angles. It also added into the best edited because you had to edit it into those different angles.
You had more to
make
work
it
with.
Look smooth.
Yeah.
Yes. And it was a combined effort.
And we only had one
in
camera.
those two.
That's one camera.
The entire thing was one camera.
We're soon to have 2 more.
Yeah, and I think that now moving forward.
I'll drink to that.
Now moving forward, I think we know what takes long and what was like the first part of the video was like not even 10 seconds of
well, okay, the biggest problem with filming there, the first night, I'm one person. Getting these 4 memers to get their act together and start filming right when you get together is I fucking hate you, by the way. You're the reason filming doesn't get started right off the rip half the time. I had to beg you guys for an hour and a half to start filming that shit.
Oh,
but
my tongue is so dry.
I did that on purpose, Okay, we didn't plan out that first part, the how-to basic kind of looking thing at the very beginning, until literally we started filming, and they were like,
we had talked about it.
You guys
You
thought
didn't-
about that at the time off, dude.
that night.
Was it that night?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That took like 2
That's when we
hours.
were waiting for Mark to show up or someone to show up. I don't remember.
So yeah, like now we know what takes long and what doesn't. I think we're gonna get better at it. I think we're gonna.
Well, we're gonna have 3 cameras going.
Yeah, and I think we're gonna time manage better.
Yeah.
And I think that our
I think a big part is senior year. I don't have a lot to do senior year.
Nobody
either.
gives a shit senior year.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't taken my backpack out of my car all year.
That's respect.
It has not
That's
left my
respect.
I
car.
haven't showed up to
And I just
like,
think-
school.
and I just think we're realizing what works and what doesn't.
Yeah.
And we have like we got everyone together one night when we were done shooting one of the things.
All this gets done at like 3 a.m.
Oh,
because
yes.
we don't have time
We all
otherwise.
get
I
off
mean,
work
yeah.
and then it
the
starts.
goal is by the new year to have. I would like to hope like one more serious video,
I
like
would
good film one,
At least 2 more up.
and then a couple more like meme ones
I've
that are
got
kind of
really-
cringy and funny. By
It's
then,
just time.
the biggest problem is time, and with Christmas break coming
Christmas
up,
break
you
will
got
be
like
good
3
for us.
weeks.
We will plow through some
We
stuff
will
on
we will
Christmas
we will
break.
get it done.
We need to just get a plan set up.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like we all like for as of right now, we only have like we just have comedy videos on our channel, but we wanna try something like really serious and like
Well
have-
filmed. We're gonna get other
we have
people
short
coming
film
in.
ideas lined up. The problem is they're obviously going to be longer.
and harder to do.
They're obviously going to be more serious, and the problem is that, Ryan, you're not a bad actor. Mark, you're yourself.
Mhm.
Well, that's
Anthony,
the whole thing. I think we're gonna try to get other people
yeah,
All
we
I've-
coming
want
in.
all I've
other
been-
people
yeah.
to act, but then a big issue with that is even then like the whole us part of the channel starts to it's why we need to keep the videos with us in it. Like
Well,
keep
yeah,
those
that's
going as
some of
well.
the meme ones and the funny ones. But I think with the more serious ones, it's hard for us to be serious around each other. I think mainly because we are. If you not saying like everyone in it needs to be like outside the group, but I think every once in a while bring someone in else to a
Yeah,
video. It'll add
definitely.
something different to it.
Yeah, but like,
Especially if you get someone like if you know someone in like acting in the school or something that wants to go into that, this would be something cool for them where
Help
if-
them out.
this could help them out and it could help us out too.
yeah, I mean, like
Yeah.
even like film festivals, yeah, acting is most suitable.
Yeah.
But what they really look for is
Is the
The
shooting,
cinematography
the
behind it.
directing,
How they
the
shoot,
cinematography,
the
the
story,
editing.
if it's good.
Yeah, everything. I mean, acting's only part of it. It's a small part. Well,
It's substantial.
We have a whole
Acting is what like the consumer.
yeah.
yeah. I mean
The
I mean-
average person is gonna look at the acting.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: with shooting and editing, if you do it right and do it well, no one's gonna tell you did a good job on it.
And I think
You won't notice it.
and I
if
think
it's done
once you
well.
make your own movies, like how we're doing, you start to appreciate so
Oh,
much
oh,
more.
Oh
yeah.
that goes into it.
Jesus!
God.
The amount I appreciate YouTubers so much more now that actually make some of these short films and stuff. The amount, not you, at all.
Big YouTubers, thank
not
you.
not yet, not yet. You're not
Or
at that level.
digital.
Yeah, the amount of like work that goes into this stuff is insane, and even like big movies and stuff too. Like even if you think a movie's bad, like you gotta look at all the work they
Oh yeah,
put into it. It's
the amount
crazy.
of money that's put
The amount of
into it.
money, yeah. I mean, I'm putting money down. I can't even imagine some of these other people like on YouTube the amount of shit that they have to pay for this stuff.
Shit is expensive.
Yeah.
If you've never looked into film hardware or the computers or lighting or mics or any
Computers.
of that,
Oh, is it expensive?
it's expensive.
Yeah. Thank you for reminding me.
It is costly.
Anyways,
Arm and a leg.
I wanted to just we do have plans, FYI, like for everyone who's actually interested in any of the videos. We have a full board full of different ideas and
if
stuff.
you turn those notifications on, you'll know right away.
Yeah, I hope that we make a video where I don't end up killing myself.
That's
I didn't even think about
Yeah,
that.
I've been in every video I've been in, besides like the little blooper.
But you're
the
good
end
at that
of the
role.
jar. Yeah, I really fit that persona.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anthony, you're just the dad from Stranger
Yeah,
Things.
we don't like you.
yeah, that's okay. I don't like myself.
Real quick though, before we end it up, just a quick what to look forward to for future podcasts. We do have a couple guest stars we're trying to get lined up. We have like two. I personally have
Stars.
2 or 3 right now guest appearances.
Right here on this interview couch.
Yeah. We do have a couple of those lined up. We have a couple other segments we're going to be adding. We got plenty of shit to talk about just with Applied Stupidity, let alone
We could ramble about
we do
some
have
stuff for hours.
talking about Applied Stupidity and Live Stupidity. We're going to have other channels like genre channels popping up. We do LAN parties with PC gaming
Movie
over
reviews.
breaks. We're going to have a movie review popping up. Movie review channel popping up sooner or later over winter break. We're gonna have the gaming channel pop up. Under that's going to be Vive Stupidity. For all those who don't know what the HTC Vive is virtual reality. We have one of those. We're going to be doing one of those.
Wait, that sounds like live stupidity.
Yeah.
We should do live Vive stupidity.
All the
You
sweat.
should shut your mouth. Anyways, so there's a lot to look forward to. We're going to have fun with it. So, yeah, I think that's a good way to end off our first podcast. Also, you're going to see at the very beginning here, we're going to be doing it from 2 separate shots. We had some technical difficulties again, but like I said, we got a couple more cameras coming in within the next month. So
Our cameras have terminal illness.
yeah, one of our cameras is honestly just
We gotta
Canon.
put it down.
If you can
Canon.
go- if
Canon is not sponsoring this, nor will they ever.
If that dude in Malaysia that viewed one of our videos is watching this, like, send us a camera, man.
Make one.
Mick.
And you're-
Okay, easy. We're trying to be nice to the guy.
But yeah, so this was I think this is a good run for our first episode.
Yeah.
Tune in next time.
Tune in next time.
When we talk.
When we
Do we wanna line up a guest appearance for next time?
I say we did a surprise.
Surprise? Yeah, we can
'Cause
surprise.
don't
it.
Could be a
even know what it
thumbnail.
is.
We got like 1 to 2 people right now, so
We don't know.
Could be
we
Rapunzel.
don't know which one yet. Also, Jake the Lawn Kid, I want you here.
I want your body here.
I want your
Okay,
mower
we're gonna
here.
cut. We're gonna
Anthony just wants
We're
to
gonna,
know her.
we're gonna cut it there.
yeah, we're gonna cut it there. Well, thanks for tuning in on the first live Stupidity podcast. See you next time.
We're signing out.
And Mark stabbing away.